we are talking about 6 ways celebrating small wins can help you become more successful. Did you know that people who celebrate small successes rewire their brain to recognize progress? I love that. Also, they fuel future motivation and release dopamine. Loving me some dopamine. People who only celebrate major milestones without acknowledging these minor victories experience more burnout. We're hearing so much about burnout right now. Experience decreased productivity. Well, that seems counterproductive. And develop a cynical outlook. So, why do we struggle to celebrate ourselves? First of all, celebrating ourselves feels unfamiliar. I mean, not many of us do that. Many of us were taught to celebrate outcomes, not effort. So we celebrate getting a degree, we celebrate promotions, milestones, weight loss, productivity, achievement of all sorts. And celebrating these things are good. But we just discussed what happens when we don't acknowledge those small accomplishments. However, we rarely celebrate other different achievements such as resilience, perseverance, persistence, emotional growth. Ooh, this one's a good one. Setting boundaries. Getting through hard days. Oh my gosh, let's talk about that. Asking for help. That's a big deal. Listening to our bodies and choosing hope. I don't need to tell you that life can be fraught with hard times, that we have all the things going on geopolitically, but just in our own lives, we have chronic illness. There could be death of a loved one, divorce, breakup, job loss, financial hardship, failure, criticism, all of these things. Celebration is a skill that helps us navigate these hard times better. But it can be tough to begin practicing celebrating when you're in the middle of one of these things. So let's start now. I always think about be prepared, be prepared. So I love this quote today. It says, it's actually a Chinese proverb that says, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And I really love that, right? Of course it's true. And then I have a Bible verse, Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving. There is your celebration right there. With thanksgiving, present your request to God. So we see this all of the time, all over the place. What celebration does to the body and brain, let's talk about that. Celebrating success is not arrogance. It's reinforcement. What we repeatedly focus on strengthens in the brain. So celebration releases that dopamine. Remember that yummy dopamine in the brain that feels good and tells the brain, hey, this is so worth it. Let's do it again. When we acknowledge progress by celebrating, our brains begin to associate that effort with reward. Oh, we have a connection. I love that. That increases motivation, resilience, and emotional endurance. I'm going to talk about even more than just those things. Celebration also interrupts survival mode. That is like when we're in crisis or if we have PTSD, any of those things, we end up being in survival mode. So if you're going through a hard time, your nervous system can become hyper-focused, we see that, on danger, such as illness, uncertainty, pain, sorrow, setbacks, fear. But noticing success tells the brain, hey, not everything's wrong. There's still things happening here. There's still life happening. Even tiny celebrations matter. Celebrations teach our brain what to look for, what is working, instead of focusing on what is wrong. Okay, so we are really doing some neuroscience here on ourselves, and we're not even neurosurgeons. Go figure. So even tiny celebrations matter. Research on neuroplasticity shows that repeated attention shapes neural pathways. What we rehearse and think about becomes stronger. If we constantly rehearse failure, frustration, and limitation, those pathways will become dominant. But when we intentionally notice progress, courage, adaptability, and perseverance, we begin strengthening different pathways. This is not toxic positivity, and it's not pretending things are easy. Believe me, I would never steer you in that direction. Just training ourselves to also see what's going right. So, 6 ways celebrating success helps us become more successful. First of all, we talked about that triggering dopamine, right? So when that happens, 1, it reinforces positive behaviors. Oh, that felt so good. How can I get that again? 2, that dopamine boosts motivation. 3, it increases confidence for future challenges. I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes do not, most of the time, do not like doing anything new. I like to be an expert, maybe not of YouTube videos, but anyways, you get the idea. But if you get some reinforcement, you get that dopamine, you're like, I'm going to try that again. So celebrating even small successes. 4, remember the last one was 3, so 4 prevents burnout. 5, fosters resilience, and 6, maintains a positive, growth-oriented mindset. So what is in it for me? As if we didn't just rehearse so many of those things. Becoming the person God intended you to be is one of the goals here. Feeling a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day rather than feeling guilt or regret. Have you ever gone to bed and said, I didn't get to this or that or whatever? Also, practicing, like I said before, practicing neuroplasticity. We're not even neurosurgeons, so look at us. Teaching yourself you can change. You guys, I have a coaching career helping people who want to change. And we do this. We set milestones and celebrate those milestones. And I'm included in this group too. I've got some things I've really got to change. So it's not easy. We're stuck in old patterns, those old neural pathways, but we can move. So here are some questions to ask yourself. What will happen if I don't learn to celebrate small wins? What could change if I do learn to celebrate my successes, even if they're small? Okay. 2 steps to becoming comfortable with celebrating ourselves. Remember that? We talked about that earlier. I'm not used to this. It feels awkward. So let's talk about this. Step 1 is a mindset shift. This mindset shift says it's okay to celebrate me. If that feels awkward, keep repeating it over and over until it doesn't. So step 1, mindset shift. Step 2, practice celebrating small wins. Now we're doing the action, right? Again, it may feel awkward in the beginning. Stay with it. You are rewiring your brain. I love that. So step 2 again was practice celebrating small wins. Remember, it might feel awkward. We don't care. So some examples of small wins or goals to celebrate. These are just ideas. Getting up early to get things done. Going to the gym. Eating healthy meals. Being kind to someone you're not fond of. Finishing an assignment on time. I should have used this one for my students. Decluttering a space. Hitting your target step count on your Apple Watch. Going to bed on time. This is probably harder for y'all than it is for me. I'm in bed. Putting down electronics for a period of time, maybe 2 hours before you go to bed. This next one, I don't know if you're gonna like it. Saying no. Okay, so step 1, mindset shift. Step 2, practice celebrating small wins. So some ideas of simple ways to celebrate. Some people are like, what do you mean? I don't know what this is. Okay, these are so simple. Really, playing your favorite song. You have a favorite song by the Verve Pipes? Go ahead and play it. Take a 5-minute mindful pause. Oh my gosh, even 30 seconds is amazing on your brain, but I'm saying take 5 minutes. Go outside for 5 minutes or go for a very quiet walk. It is amazing what you can see on a 5-minute walk. Treat yourself to a fancy coffee or a decadent dessert. Little caution here, that's what I use to get myself through my PhD, and I recommend some self-control there. I didn't have any. Here's another idea. Write down rewards on a slip of paper and put them in a jar. Pull out one whenever you achieve a goal. How fun is that? You don't even know what your celebration is going to be, but you know it's one you like because you put it down on the piece of paper. Let's bring it all together. So learning to celebrate small wins teaches your mind that rewards are worth the work. Celebrating also trains your mind to focus on the positive instead of the negative. I love that one so much. When we start looking around, there are many, many things to celebrate. So you might also want to keep a journal where you log your daily wins and go back and review it, because sometimes, our life goes so fast and sometimes we're like, I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. You logged this, and the other. Okay. So here is a reflection. So what is one small step that you can take to begin celebrating? Is it the mindset change or beginning the practice of celebrating? And what would that step be? Would it be just deciding I'm going to start that on Monday? Would you start today? What are you going to do? It also could be, starting to write down your small wins. So here's a question for you. What are you taking away from this episode? Like joy, I believe celebrating is a choice. So Lord, help us to see the positive things we do each day. Keep our mind focused on you. The Bible tells us we have the mind of Christ, and we're thankful for it.